Imagine being 7,000 meters deep, where the crushing pressure feels like a massive battle tank is resting directly on your tiny big toe. Down here, the laws of evolution break, turning ordinary squids into Lovecraftian horrors that look like they crawled straight out of a terrifying nightmare. Most of us think of squid as delicious seafood or small, colorful creatures dancing through sunny coral reefs like the beautiful and harmless reef squid. They swim playfully, hunting tiny shrimp and appearing completely harmless while bathed in the warm, golden glow of the surface sun every single day. This is the ocean we know, a place of vibrant colors where life follows the predictable patterns of sunlight and easy energy across the waves. These creatures are perfectly adapted to their bright surroundings, using their camouflage to blend into the corals and hide from surface predators above. They represent the standard of squid biology that humans have observed for centuries, a familiar part of the global food chain we all understand. But as we begin our descent into the darkness, the familiar beauty of the surface world starts to fade away into something much more mysterious. We are leaving the world of light and entering a realm where physics and biology begin to twist into unrecognizable and truly frightening new forms. Welcome to the vertical journey into the unknown, where the deeper you go, the more the creatures start to look like visitors from another galaxy. As you descend past 200 meters, you enter the twilight zone, where the last remnants of sunlight die and a new world begins. In this dim layer, you encounter the Firefly Squid, a bioluminescent wonder that uses its own internal chemical light to communicate in the shadows. Their bodies are covered in light-producing organs called photophores, turning them into glowing beacons in a world that is slowly losing its color. This is the first sign that biology is changing, as creatures start generating their own light to survive in the growing, cold, blue darkness. Deeper still, you meet the glass squid, a creature so transparent that it looks like a hollow shell floating through the void of the ocean. By becoming invisible, they hide from predators lurking below, proving that in the deep, what you cannot see is often what survives the longest. Their eyes are their only weakness, the only part of their body that cannot be made clear, staring out into the vast, empty water column. This transparency is a radical departure from the colorful squids of the surface, a total reversal of biological rules to adapt to the deep. The marine snow falls around them like cosmic dust, providing the only food source in this desolate, darkening middle layer of the giant ocean. But don't get too comfortable with the ghosts, because as we drop below 1,000 meters, the beauty of the twilight begins to turn violent. We are now entering the midnight zone, where the temperature drops to near freezing and the pressure becomes truly agonizing for any normal creature. Colors are meaningless here, yet many creatures choose red because red light doesn't reach these depths, making them effectively invisible to their hungry enemies. Meet the strawberry squid, with one giant eye to look up for shadows and one small eye to look down for bioluminescent flashes below. This bizarre asymmetry is a perfect example of the extreme specialized evolution required to survive in a place with almost no light at all. But as we move further down, the adaptations stop being just strange and start becoming terrifyingly aggressive and dangerously efficient for deep-sea hunting. Enter the Humboldt squid, known to fishermen as the Red Devil, a predator that defines the word aggression in the deep, dark ocean waters. They communicate through rapid flashes of color on their skin, a frantic biological neon sign that signals hunger, dominance, or an impending deadly attack. These are not just suction cups. Each one is armed with sharp, rotating hooks designed to lock onto flesh and never, ever let it go. With a beak strong enough to snap bone, they are the wolves of the deep, hunting in packs, and sometimes even turning on each other. Cannibalism is common when food is scarce, proving that in this environment, you're either the hunter or you're the next available meal. Their speed and intelligence make them a nightmare for anything that crosses their path. Yet they are only the beginning of the deep's horrors. Now we move toward the truly uncanny, where evolution creates features that seem mockingly human in the middle of a cold, alien wilderness. Behold the Promachoteuthis sulcus, a rare species that possesses a feature so bizarre it looks like a bad special effect from a horror movie. It appears to have a set of human-like teeth and lips, a terrifying mockery of our own anatomy hidden thousands of meters below the surface. While these are actually just folds of skin covering its real beak, the resemblance is enough to make anyone's skin crawl in pure disbelief. Why would nature create something that looks so much like us in a place where no human was ever meant to survive or see? The deeper we go, the more the biological world seems to lose its mind, experimenting with shapes and features that defy all logical explanation. We are reaching the limit of what we know, where the creatures become less like animals and more like living sculptures of pure biological dread. Every movement down here is calculated. Every strange feature serves a purpose, even if that purpose is completely alien to our surface-dwelling human minds. But the red devils and the toothy squids are nothing compared to the true king of deep-sea nightmares that waits in the deepest trenches. The pressure here is so intense that it would crush a steel pipe, yet these creatures move as if they weigh absolutely nothing at all. Death comes from the shadows, often before the prey even knows it is being watched by something much larger and much more ancient. We have reached the abyssal zone, over 4,000 meters down, where light has not touched the water for millions of years of history. Out of the darkness, a shape appears that looks less like a squid and more like a skeletal marionette controlled by a hidden, ghostly hand. This is the moment where science fiction becomes reality, and we face the most alien creature ever caught on a deep-sea research camera. This is the big fin squid, a creature so rare and so strange that it was only recently caught on high-definition video in its natural habitat. At 6,000 meters deep, it hovers in the darkness, its massive fins rippling slowly to keep it perfectly stationary in the freezing, dark water. Its tentacles are 20 times the length of its body, stretching out like a massive living net designed to catch anything that accidentally swims by. The most unsettling feature is the way its arms bend, creating sharp, elbow-like angles that make it look like a giant, spindly, underwater tripod. It doesn't pulse or jet through the water like other squids. It simply waits, drifting like a ghost in the absolute silence of the deep. There is no aggression in its movement, only a haunting, patient stillness that is far more terrifying than any fast-moving predator could ever be. Every thread-like tentacle is covered in microscopic sticky cells, making it a passive hunter that waits for life to come to its deadly embrace. When researchers first saw this on camera, they didn't believe it was real. It looked like a puppet from a cosmic horror film, not an animal. It is the ultimate expression of deep-sea life, a creature that has abandoned all earthly shapes to survive in a place that hates life. It is mostly made of water and jelly, a structure that cannot be crushed by the pressure because it is just as dense as the ocean. Looking at it next to our technology, you realize how small and fragile our machines are compared to the biological giants of the deep abyss. We are intruders in its world, a world where the big fin has reigned for millions of years, unchanged and unchallenged in its dark, silent throne. We still know almost nothing about how they reproduce, how they eat, or how long these spindly giants can live in the freezing depths. It disappears as quietly as it arrived, leaving us with more questions than answers about the true nature of life on our own planet. In that darkness, the big fin remains a sentinel of the unknown, a living reminder that the ocean is far stranger than we can imagine. But why? Why does nature choose such bizarre shapes? What is the logic behind becoming a giant spider with elbows in the deep sea? The answer lies in the harsh reality of deep-sea physics, where every gram of energy is precious, and the environment is a constant battle. To survive the crushing weight, deep-sea squids have replaced hard bones with fluid-filled tissues, making their bodies as incompressible as the water around them. Food is incredibly scarce, so these creatures have evolved a metabolism that is painfully slow, allowing them to survive for months on a single meal. By having incredibly long tentacles, the big fin can scan a huge area of water for food without moving a single muscle, saving vital calories. Their flesh is more like jelly than meat, which is why they look so floppy and strange when brought to the surface by research nets. This leads to deep-sea gigantism, a phenomenon where creatures grow to enormous sizes to become more efficient at traveling and storing scarce energy. Larger eyes can capture the tiniest flickers of light, allowing them to spot predators like sperm whales from hundreds of meters away in the dark. Every aspect of their alien appearance is a brilliant engineering solution to a set of problems that surface animals never have to face. They aren't monsters, they are the ultimate survivors, perfected over millions of years to thrive in the most hostile environment on our entire planet. But here is the most chilling part of our journey. We have only explored about 5% of the world's vast, deep ocean floor. Our most advanced cameras have only seen a tiny fraction of what lives down there, mostly in the areas where humans have dared to look. The big fin squids we have seen might just be the small ones, the scouts that live on the edges of even deeper, darker territories. In the deepest cracks of the Mariana Trench, there could be entities so large they make our biggest submarines look like insignificant pieces of plastic. There are sounds recorded in the deep, like the bloop, that science still struggles to explain. Could they be the calls of giant, unknown squids? The abyss is a place of secrets, where the rules of the surface don't apply, and where something truly ancient might still be sleeping undisturbed. We find life in the most impossible places, clustered around hydrothermal vents that spew toxic chemicals into the freezing, dark, high-pressure water. Some species have even abandoned sight entirely, evolving sensors that can feel the heartbeat of a prey item from miles away in the dark. We are looking at an alien civilization right here on Earth, one that doesn't need air, light, or anything else we consider essential for life. The next generation of deep-sea terrors is already growing, waiting to take their place in the eternal darkness of the great, unexplored, watery void. From the glowing sparks of the twilight to the haunting elbows of the abyss, the squid is the ultimate master of the ocean's deepest secrets. Every time we go down, we see something that shouldn't exist, something that challenges our understanding of what it means to be alive today. Even in death, these creatures look like they belong in a different dimension, their bodies a testament to the extreme world they once inhabited. Their genetic code is a map of survival against impossible odds, a blueprint for life in a world that is fundamentally hostile to our existence. But as our technology advances, the line between discovery and a horror story begins to blur, and we must ask ourselves what we're looking for. Imagine being trapped in a small metal sphere, 6 miles down, and hearing a soft, rhythmic scratching sound on the outside of your hull. You turn on the external floodlights, and for a split second, you see an eye larger than your entire window staring back with cold curiosity. They aren't trying to eat you. They are just investigating this strange, loud, glowing object that has entered their silent and eternal dark kingdom. Up close, you can see the pulsing of their internal fluids, the subtle movements of a creature that has no fear of the dark whatsoever. In that moment, you realize that humans are not the dominant species here. We are merely visitors who are completely at the mercy of the abyss. They belong here. They were born of the pressure and the cold, while we are just fragile ghosts wrapped in steel and artificial light. The surface of the ocean is a mask, a beautiful blue veil that hides a world more terrifying and wondrous than any alien planet we've found. We keep searching the stars for life, yet we haven't even finished mapping the monsters that live right beneath our very own fishing boats. The Kraken of legend was real, but the truth is even more bizarre than the myths, involving elbows, transparency, and human-like teeth in the dark. Are we ready to face what's down there? Or are some things better left alone, sleeping in the crushing weight of the midnight ocean zones? The big fin doesn't care about our questions. It will continue to drift, a silent witness to the history of a world we barely know. Every time we look into the abyss looks back into us, reflecting our own fears of the unknown and the truly alien. Soon, even our most powerful batteries will die, and the deep sea will reclaim its absolute, undisturbed, and silent, dark kingdom once again. What would you do if you were in that sub, looking into those eyes? Would you keep exploring, or would you turn back toward the light? Maybe some parts of our world are meant to remain a mystery, a place where humans are never truly welcome and never truly safe. The deep-sea squid is the ultimate reminder that we share this planet with creatures that are more alien than anything we've imagined in movies. Thank you for diving into the abyss with us today to witness the incredible and terrifying evolution of the deep sea's most mysterious residents. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep-sea mysteries and alien biological discoveries soon. Tell us in the comments, which of these creatures was the most terrifying to you? We would love to hear your thoughts on the abyss. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, but never forget what is waiting for you in the shadows beneath the waves.